Monica Marks. I'm an artist in residence here at the Desert Dairy.
And tell me a little bit about the work that you did in this past week and a half.
I have done some three-dimensional collage assemblage pieces and some completely assemblage pieces based on only using found objects that I found here on the property. And the colors I used were really influenced by the atmosphere, the changing light day to day, the changing light hour to hour. There are underpaintings in some of these of the sunset, and the objects that I found kind of dictated how I worked around those as well, with the composition and with the colors. The basic foundation of what I do is definitely part of what I did here, but I really took more risks, and I kind of let go of the convention that I had before of certain themes, and was guided by just being here. I took risks with what I used, with the objects I used. I took risks with going beyond the dimension of just having things within the board and have things hanging off them. I felt freer here to experiment, to play more with color, do more layers than I usually do, use objects I would never find on my own, and it was very freeing. It was an experience that I think I'll be able to take with me when I go back home. So when I started in this room, I had a big long table and an easel and a tarp, and then all the stuff I brought from home. And it was wonderful to have this space to myself, but I brought up all different kinds of glues, and I didn't know what kind of glue to use, and I wasn't sure how to put myself in the space, and I felt foreign both to the environment and to this studio space. When it came time to put up the pieces, you can't put any more nails in the walls. So I had the limitations of only using what was already here. I created this, I wanted these three assemblage pieces to be closer to eye level, and it was suggested that maybe I would go buy a table, but there were tables here that wouldn't really work, and everything else was going to be too low. And so I tried to build a table because the whole point of my residency is to use the materials around me. And I've learned that I'm not good with tools, and I have terrible aim, and I'm really good at splitting wood with a nail. So instead, I found this and this piece of wood, and I painted some white on top of it, and I found something to lean on it on the windowsill, and created this display so that the individual assemblage pieces would have somewhere to be seen. So the title of my show is Reclaim, which has many meanings for me. In this part of my life, I'm kind of reclaiming myself as an artist. It's part of myself that I had put aside for a very long time. And going on a residency, and this is the first time I've been on one, is part of that, is reclaiming who I was always meant to be, I feel, which is an artist. And also reclaiming the objects that were just cast aside, kind of like my art career for about 10 years. So it was very important to me to only use what I found here, and to kind of look within myself. The figures all kind of represent me also, and there's a definite contrast because I'm here in the desert. I'm like a stranger in a strange land. Sometimes I feel very exposed. I've had a lot of emotions in these past 9 days, and I've just let myself feel them. And I've cried, and I've laughed, and I've kind of let all that come out in the art as well. It's been a wonderful experience. It's been a learning experience. I was very overwhelmed at the beginning. Being in the desert is like going to another country. But now I feel like I can't wait to come back, and I haven't even left yet.
Tell me a little bit about the crazy weather that you experienced because we had some amazing changes of weather during when you were here.
Yes, I've seen snow, I've seen a lot of heat, I've seen cold, I have seen winds that I haven't seen except maybe in The Wizard of Oz. So to me, it was just this playground of environmental studies because I've never experienced any of these things. So where other people are like, oh, it's a windy day, and I'm like, this is so cool, it's a windy day. Um, and every day was different. So like yesterday it was I was wearing my coat and my gloves and my hat, and it was really windy. And then today there's like no wind, and it's a beautiful clear sky. It's just it's amazing to like expect the unexpected because it's always going to change.